Good morning. Today, I want to tell you a little bit about Summer's Garden Gratitude in Nature and how it came about. It was a July afternoon, and it was a particularly bright afternoon, and so I reached over for my iPad and just started taking pictures. Of the plants, under the plants, the shadows of the plants, just really following my intuition and just taking pictures here and there all over the yard. I was about to go on a trip, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to put this together in a little slideshow so I could take my garden with me? So I did, and I shared it with a couple people who really enjoyed it. I felt another little urge to do something, and I thought it would make a really nice gift book for friends and family. I didn't know what the theme would be. I didn't really know, I didn't have a vision of a finished book. I just started, again, following my intuition and grouping the pictures by color, by shape, and just what really resonated. And then as I looked at those pictures, it was the garden itself who showed me what the theme was. And the word that I kept feeling and hearing was gratitude. And so after I listened to that, each page told its own story. And I wrote down the story as I heard and felt it. And before I knew it, it was finished. And I knew it was finished because I really felt, okay, it's finished. I have a friend here who I met through this book and who is a publisher, and so she helped bring it to the physical book it is now, and her name is Karen. And why a book about gratitude and gardens? There's so much going on in our outside spaces that we're just not taught about, and therefore maybe unaware of. Each plant, tree, bird, even the weather, we've got thunder in the background, the water, whatever is, the sun shining, whatever is around you in your outside spaces, even if it's in a city center, even if there doesn't appear to be much natural growth, the tiniest little plant coming up between rocks is vibrating. They're vibrating with their color, with their shape, and that vibration is healing. And every cell in our body recognizes that vibration, even if we don't. And the other layer to that is they also have a consciousness. Their consciousness may look different than what we consider to be a consciousness, but in their own way, they also do have a consciousness. So they're interacting with us. Now, we know that science has proved how trees communicate. They've also proved that if we speak nicely to plants, they flourish, and if we don't speak nicely to plants, then they start to fail. And there's more and more studies becoming available all the time. So based on that, back to the book, as we're being joined by a little mosquito, I just want to read you the first page of the book, which is called My Garden Story. Once upon a time, On a faraway island, there was a little garden surrounded by a sea on the end of a key. Although this garden was smaller than the other gardens on the island, it was filled with light, joy, happiness, meaning, understanding, and love. Every bloom was aglow with the most beautiful, vibrant color. Every tree stood tall, wearing the ruggedness of age and weather. Every shadow held secrets of delight for those who were curious, and every day the little garden radiated love to wash away any weariness. A young woman looked after the garden and cared for it very well. But then one day a terrible darkness fell, darkness so heavy it covered the young woman, and how long it would last no one could tell. People came with flashlights and candles, hoping to bring back the light, but the flashlights dimmed and the candles went out before they were able to glow in the darkness. People came with gifts and goodies, hoping to bring back joy and happiness, but the gifts remained unopened and the goodies went stale before the darkness could be lifted. People came with wisdom and knowledge, hoping to bring back meaning and understanding, but the wisdom was unwelcome, and the knowledge unknown, and the darkness remained. As time passed, the young woman started to forget what light looked like, what joy and happiness felt like, and what anything meant anymore. The young woman became afraid because she didn't know how to reach the light, joy, happiness, meaning, and understanding, so she waited for a sign. During this time, the little garden was waiting too, sadly watching the young woman struggling, not knowing what to do. The little garden was patient, and as each new bloom danced in the sun and the breeze, it hoped to catch the young woman's eye, so she would notice and see that the little garden was still there and filled with light, joy, happiness, meaning, and understanding, needed to lift her out of the darkness. Finally, the day came, and out of the corner of her eye, the young woman noticed a little yellow flower dancing and waving at her through the darkness, and she smiled. She came to see that the little garden had indeed always been there and filled with light, joy, happiness, meaning, understanding, and that's not all. The little garden was also filled with a powerful healing love. The young woman rose out of the darkness and again took care of her little garden. She was filled with gratitude and promise, never to forget that even in the darkness, gardens everywhere are filled with light, joy, happiness, meaning, and understanding, and are waiting to share their healing love with all. This garden story is my story, and this young woman is me, and this little garden is my summer's garden, where gratitude in nature taught me to see. And if a terrible darkness is to fall, our gardens are always ready to fill our lives with light, joy, happiness, meaning, understanding, and a powerful healing love. Now I am forever filled with gratitude, and whenever I'm weary, my summer's garden showers me with love. So, thank you for listening. That's my garden story. And I'm reminded every morning when I step outside, and not just this garden, any garden that I happen to be at, any potted plant indoors, anything any plants I'm walking by while I'm on paths or walking through town. They are all there, just waiting for us to recognize them. So I encourage you, next time you're outside, or maybe you're outside right now, just to take a look around and say, I see you. Thank you for supporting me. And show them just a little bit of gratitude and kindness, because they are showering you with love. Well, I feel rain coming, so I'm going to move undercover, and I wish you the very best of days today. Bye for now.